Good morning from Universal Studios Florida. We are here today to give you guys an update on Halloween Horror Nights. This isn't going to be our full primer video. We're not going to go into where the houses are and stuff like that, but we will go through all the construction that's been happening since the last time we were here, which is a lot. So strap in and get ready. We're going to cover a lot inside of the parks today. First thing we're going to see is outside of the parks, right here, the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. And we get a really good look at the roller coaster now. You can see launches, brake runs, this spike. Oh man, once this thing starts moving and we start getting coasters or start getting trains on there and they start doing testing, it's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait to see the movement out here in City Walk. It's gonna be really cool looking. And of course, this isn't the last view of the coaster that we're gonna get today. We're gonna go inside the park and be able to see it from Music Plaza. But one thing I did want to point out is we can tell that there are launches because of these fins right here, these induction fins. We've got some there, and then we've got some right here in front of the spike as well. I want to try to figure out where the track flip is. So whenever there's a spike like this on a circuit roller coaster, that means that like Hagrid's has this same spike situation where there's a track flip. So where the train comes in from one track, goes up the spike, and then leaves in a different direction. And then there will be another track flip somewhere to get the train going in the right direction. Because you go up forward and then you go down backwards and you're running through the roller coaster backwards. Unless they make it so that the train can go in either direction. So the one in California, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, has cars that can spin on top of the train. So if they can make the cars spin, then they wouldn't have to reverse the train again and just spin the cars around the other direction so that it's then that direction facing forward. Be interested to find out. I don't know the engineering behind that. I'm sure it could be done, but who knows? So something that we're noticing before we even head in is there's some scrim around the arches. And I'm assuming that's just maintenance work because if you look here, you can see some cracks in the stucco on the outside of the arches. So I'm sure that they're just fixing up those things and making general maintenance repairs to the arches. So as soon as we walk in, the first thing that we see is the entrance to Halloween Horror Nights, the neon sign. And this will be an area called Infernal Carnival of Nightmares. And so you can see this is not anywhere near complete. We still have a lot of theming that's gonna go in here. There's gonna be some platforms up here where we can see Jack and Oddfellow will be greeting us on the way into the event. Also, if you're here at the very beginning of the event, they do something called the opening scaremonies, where probably Jack and Oddfellow and a few scare actors from all of the different scare zones, maybe some of the houses, will come out and give like a little opening show. An opening scaremony. And then they let the first few guests in and they're kind of chased with chainsaws and things like that. Really fun and really interesting to see if you get here early enough to see it. So when you first get into Halloween Horror Nights, you're faced with a fork in the road. You can either go straight or you can turn to the right to your first scare zone. For today's video, we're just gonna be going straight, heading straight back. Also because we get to go by Despicable Me Minion Mayhem and see what the wait time is. It's a 60-minute wait, pretty busy day today. So this area in past has been a scare zone, but last year they started doing this new thing where they kind of displayed different statues representing the different houses or different areas, different IPs throughout the event. And we're kind of leaning towards that same thing happening again. You can see they put the bases in for something. We don't know what yet, but these are big, huge concrete bases with a circle on top. That's all we know so far. But there are 6 of them. So there are technically more than just 6 IPs represented this year at Halloween Horror Nights. IPs being intellectual property, for example, Sinners, Ozzy Osbourne, Fortnite, Stranger Things. It's just some examples to list. I don't know, and they might be also, you know, Jack and Oddfellow might be there. We don't know yet. We're gonna stay tuned to this area and see what shows up over the next few weeks. As we get a little bit further into the park, we do notice there is construction walls around Music Plaza, and they didn't want to get rid of the iconic skyline that Rip Ride Rockit had with the non-inverted loop behind the stage. So they did keep an element of the roller coaster going over top of the stage, kind of framing it out. And I like that, it's cool. It does sort of feel like it's missing something over here. I'm assuming they're gonna build a building over there maybe? I don't know. The first official scare zone that we come to here in the New York area, Downtown Clown Town, is gonna be populated with clowns, of course. So we're going to be having Art the Clown, we're gonna have the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and various other clowns. And as you're looking at this O in town, We have heard that the little swirl there kind of represents Dr. Oddfellow. We'll find that across all of the different scare zones. And that's kind of just sort of his little representation that he's the one that created this area. He's the one that opened the portal and brought all of these different like people or characters of fear into this area. So we will go a little bit further into that, but I wanted to put a look over here because we do have some of the food booths out. So the first food booth is themed to a dunk tank. That's fun, I like that. The next one, you know, just a scary devil mouth guy. As you see around, maybe in a fun house that you would see at a carnival. And then we are right next to the Creepy Concoctions bar that will be open for Halloween Horror Nights. It looks like it's already open right now. You can get Creepy Concoctions, frozen beverages, a pina colada, strawberry supreme, margarita, mango passion. You can pick your choice of vodka. And then they have various other beers and wines as well. You can see they are starting to set up the archways where the portals and things like that will be leading you back to the houses back there. Actually, this will be an exit from the houses over here. And there's also a Fanta booth over there. You can get some Fanta, some drinks. All right, let's head into downtown Clowntown. I do like this because it feels like the scare zone has been expanded in this direction. So normally we wouldn't have lighting and stuff out here. The last time that we saw something in a scare zone that was this far out there was a sign here that said welcome to Cary, Ohio, and an old scare zone, but it was still kind of like right here, not that far back where we saw the downtown Clowntown sign. So as we're getting a little bit further into New York, here at the Einstein & Company building, we're seeing the start of the facade for the tribute store. So this is where it will be for this season. I like this here's the secret thing. This is cool looking. And there's also a little stage out in front of that. And we do know that there will be an actor up here because of the trigger right there. That little foot pedal right there will be a trigger that will set off a sound effect, some sort of effect. Maybe a barker leading you into the tribute store saying, come step right up, tickets available here for the tribute store. That type of thing. Hey guys, Future Tim here. While we were recording this video, there was some concept art for the tribute store posted online. And so we're gonna put that in right now, and it's really cool looking. I'm excited to see what it's all about. A little like haunted sideshow action. And I think I was right in saying that there will be a little barker guy out front trying to get people to come in to the tribute store. So I'm excited to see the inside and see what all they have planned for it. All right, now back to you, Past Tim. And then across from the tribute store, we have a stage here with two tents. One being like kind of tall and blue and white, and the other one being red and yellow and a little bit squattier. So we don't know what these two tents represent. Could be anything. Could be art, killer clowns, could be Jack and Oddfellow, could be anything. You know, we have to wait to find out more about the scare zone. But I really like the theming of this. Look at like marble columns and stuff like that. Everything's all decayed and broken. It's cool. And there's also another stage up here in the center, like another different part of the stage here. Because it could be, all right, follow me on this wild goose chase of a storyline that I'm gonna tell right now. I'm gonna weave a yarn. It won't be that deep of a blankety yarn, but so you got Jack and Oddfellow, right? They're both two huge icons in the Halloween Horror Nights universe, but they're not really in charge. The person or the entity that is in charge is Fear. Fear is an entity that is in control of everything at Halloween Horror Nights. Like they are the top of the food chain. So you've got a center stage here. What if the center stage is just Fear and then he can control Jack and Oddfellow? It's just showing how he's in charge of everything. I don't know, you know, I'm just making up stories at this point. That could not be what's happening at all. But I'd like to believe that maybe something exciting like that could be happening. So we are gonna continue through this scare zone, but I did want to pop back over here because there are more food booths over here. And they're a little bit different configuration this year. In years past, they've been on this side of the road. This year, they're on this side of the road. Minor change. So back here we have two food booths. You got Jack's Circus Supplies and Oddfellow's Menagerie. The idea behind Jack and Oddfellow's house is that it is the duality of chaos and control. Jack being chaos, and you can kind of see that here, like things stacked precariously, limbs, BuzzCon, sawed body parts maybe underneath there. And then Oddfellow's Menagerie, a cage, caged animals, being controlled of things, being behind bars, being restricted. So, just a good duality between these two food booths. Yeah, BuzzCon. BuzzCon being the official pest control liquid of Halloween Horror Nights. Oh, it's a sawed in half box. So the other part of the box is there, and this one says sawed, that side says in half. Dangerous animals. Then you can see red noses, and then you can see different zodiac style symbols. That would be something that Oddfellow would leave behind. Something interesting, there's a tent outside of the mummy to protect people from the elements as they're waiting in line. Of course, Finnegan's still behind Scrim, still being remodeled. And we have some things that are not Halloween Horror Nights, some like theming that's not Halloween Horror Nights. Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. Nightly shows for the comedy stylings of the placemakers at the Empire Hotel's world famous ballroom, midway of the bazaar. Just another stage for some clowns. So if I've known anything about Halloween Horror Nights, these speakers are gonna be covered. And this like fencing type grating stuff here is gonna be to hold prizes. Prizes being maybe like severed hands, severed heads, bloody stuffed animals maybe. You know, like stuff like a squirrel, maybe a dead squirrel. Got a few more booths. This one looks like it might open up and somebody could be inside of there. And this one's another stage over here. We're still missing some elements from this, but you know, there will be something here. Of course, you can see the slot there and something on this wheel-like structure. So we are still working on Halloween Horror Nights stages and props, but it is moving along. Because we haven't been here in a while, I didn't get a chance to show you guys my lighting update. When our first time that the lights came out for Halloween Horror Nights, I wasn't here to see it. As we come around the back side of this, it was like a cart. Here, we can see there's a spot for people to go inside of it. So, maybe somebody will pop out a little window, maybe somebody will just be right here. So one thing that kind of leans towards somebody being in control of both Jack and Oddfellow would be this right here. Dr. Oddfellow's Grand Carnival presents Chaos and Control, a tale of two icons, and somebody, possibly Fear, controlling both Jack and Oddfellow. Interesting, right? And with that, we've made it to the other end of downtown Clowntown. That's the end of the New York Scare Zone. Now we're heading in this direction over here because we're gonna go back around the front side on the other side of Sting Alley. So we kind of made a right towards Transformers. And we're gonna turn the corner over there because that would be kind of a continuation of the Scare Zone. Hopefully the construction walls come down in between now and Halloween Horror Nights that are blocking off our way to get through from New York to this other area. So this is what I was talking about with the construction walls. That's a direct path where the Blues Brothers normally are into the New York section. And now we're back out sort of at the beginning of downtown Clowntown. This is where we saw the food booths. The Jack and Oddfellow food booths are down there. There's a stage here, some Christmas decorations behind it, and an obvious body hanging in a bag from the rafters here. We don't know what this will be. People are guessing maybe Art the Clown could be on a stage here because of the Christmas decorations from the third movie. I don't know. We don't have a lot to go off of here. So the Christmas decorations are new, so they were specifically added behind this stage. We'll see. Stay tuned. So we are going to do something a little wild here. And instead of heading that way through the rest of the park, like we were down in the New York area and normally we would head that way, we're gonna head back up to the front and kind of start the Hollywood section again and go through that scare zone. All right, so we've made it to Hollywood. And this is a scare zone called Sideshow of Decay. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through Hollywood and then turn around and come back and start showing you guys things on the way back. Just because, in my opinion, this is the end of the scare zone and the beginning's over there. So we're gonna go back to the front of the park, turn around and come back into the scare zone right now. Before we do that, I did want to mention that Mel's Drive-In does get transformed into Mel's Die-In for the Halloween Horror Night event, and they will have zombie bellhops out here serving food for the event. So here we are at the very front of the park for the beginning of Sideshow of Decay. And the idea here is that Cindy Kane, a character from Halloween Horror Nights past, has opened a portal and brought all of the different elements of Halloween Horror Nights past here to the Carnival Junkyard. So all throughout this scare zone, there are references to various characters from Halloween Horror Nights past. We have heard the caretaker and the usher will have some presence at the event. We're assuming somewhere in the scare zone, but it could also be in merch. You never know. So back in the day, there used to be these coins that you could get for Halloween Horror Nights. We've got a couple of them back home, but there's one glued right here. It seems like there might have been two glued, but somebody took it upon themselves to take one. Please don't do that. It's not fun, it's not nice, but there is one still here. So a lot of characters are being represented in these, I don't know what this game is called, where you throw a ball and you knock down a character, a cat usually. This one happens to be Lady Luck from 21. You can see we've got some more symbols from Dr. Oddfellow over here too. This bumper car is frightening. Oh, and the swirl there too, Dr. Oddfellow. And of course, this bumper car has been used throughout the years at Halloween Horror Nights. I wonder what this sign's from. Like a cut in half sign here. The amusement sign. So I'm always wondering if these signs were built specifically or if they just found this somewhere. See, the rabbit here has those swirls for eyes as well. Dr. Oddfellow's Grand Circus presents the Man-Eater. And then right here, El Clown. La Performance Magistral. Oh, a little doggy. Great and magnificent magic maker. Marvel at the mystery. He speaks to the dead. Oh, the Grand Circus right there with a picture of Jack. I like a plastic dog with a real cat skull on it. All right. An actually real skull. You can see they've got one of those like down a clown things of the director here. And that's what I was saying. It's like maybe this could be the representation of the director in the scare zones. Who knows? They could actually be here, or this could just be it. This could be the majority of what you see from the director at Halloween Horror Nights this year. And then there's some more of those coins inside of that jar right there. Feeling like this is probably Crazy Cat Lady, you know? This guy's frightening though. Oh, Goat Man. And apparently everybody's favorite new character, Philip, is here. Got some fun representations of different clowns here. Could possibly be art. Freddy Krueger down there, maybe. You know, Black Cat, this man. Yeah, over here we've got the usher at the ticket booth right there. And then I like the dolls as the what are these things called? The footlights. Two-headed swan boat. Tall man up there. A big J. Look, J. I'm sure that's for Jack. A lion tamer's outfit here. There are some more props out here. Carousel horse, another down a clown doll. You know. No, alligator skin suitcase. Very fancy. But right now we're gonna take a little break from this scare zone, head into the 5 and 10, 5 and dime. Because we do have the Ozzy acrylic. I think we already saw the Ozzy acrylic, but I think there might be another one that came out. So yeah, we got killer clowns that filled in this next spot. We still got one more question mark, but you can see they've got the killer clowns here for the Infernal Carnival set. So we've got the house shirt available now. We got Sinners, Stranger Things 5, Ozzy Osbourne, Hellraiser, Jack and Oddfellow, Chaos and Control, Evil Dead Burn, Invasion, Alien Abduction, Madlands, Caged Cannibals, Cybergoria, HR Blood and Guts, Halloween Frightacular. You can see Jack peeking through right there, and then some other mysterious eyes. This is $35. I have a whole section of killer clown stuff, as well as the new characters, the new acrylics for the Infernal Carousel. You can get some killer clown sweatpants. Oh, beware of dog, and it's a little balloon animal. That's fun. Mystery bag charm. Ooh, that's exciting. Let's see what you could get. I like that this piece of merch is for 15 or older. I wonder what the mystery is. It's $18. So I'm gonna do my best to show this this cup with the plastic skull on it. So we've got Jack on here. New look for Jack. A little bit more hip. Some like spiky collars on him. Looks cool. And then we get over here, we got the usher. Everybody sort of has a new look. Chance's hair is a little bit more like Jack's now. Eddie, looking really different. The director, he's got the opening night, August 28th, 2026 on his clapboard. Storyteller, used to be an old lady, no longer. The Terror Queen logo on her book there. You've got the Caretaker, Oddfellow, and then Pumpkin Lord making an appearance on some merch. So this tumbler is $28.99, and then you purchase it and you get to drink all day. It's a refillable, like a Coke Freestyle cup. And there's also the mug here with Oddfellow, Eddie, Storyteller, Caretaker, Chance, and Jack on it. This mug is $22. There's a lot of merch. I'm not gonna show you guys all the merch, but Infernal Carnival has its own shirt with Storyteller on it, and Jack and Chance and Eddie and Oddfellow and Caretaker. Infernal Carnival of Nightmares. And then you got this long sleeve shirt with Jack on the front and Oddfellow on the back. This long sleeve, it's kind of like a sweater, but it's just a thicker shirt material sweater. It's heavy, but it's not, I would call this a sweater. I'll call it a sweater. How much is this thing? I would imagine this is like $80. $60. Oh, it's a deal. little light up necklaces with Jack and Oddfellow on them. So this light up necklace does have 2 modes on it. One, just vibing, flashing a lot. The other one, sound reactive. So it goes off every time that I'm making a noise. So it'll react to all the different sounds that you hear at Halloween Horror Nights. There's also a button here. I don't know what the button does. Maybe if I put it on the non-reactive mode. Oh yeah, you can change the different flashing settings for the non-reactive mode. For $65, there's also the sweatshirt with all the houses on it. Fort Nightmare shirt. Sinner's shirt over here. We're all sinners. There's a lot of stuff to see, for sure. All right, so we've made it back outside the 5 and 10, back into the scare zone. Undoubtedly dead. Another swirl up there on that head. What is it? Dead or dying? Fishman, enter if you dare. Right this way. This is fun, I like this a lot. And there's a storyteller down there looking different than she does on the merch. Got another one here. Black and white clowns here. Snowshoes, another bird. You know, I don't, there's some representations that could be loosely interpreted as things that we've seen in the past, like maybe Yeti or things like that. We got one last little spot of theming here. TheTimTracker. As we're making our way over towards Central Park, you can see there's a little like archway here that'll lead you into the Lagoon show, which is called Return to Hawkins, kind of reliving the moments of Stranger Things out in the Lagoon show in a Bellagio-style fountain show with projections and possibly pyrotechnics. But we're headed into this area, which is the next scare zone, Fort Nightmares. But before we head into the Fort Nightmares scare zone, Club Juke is right here. And this will be a food booth, probably food and drinks themed to Club Juke from Sinners. But also there's a little stage here for Fort Nightmares. So you'll have to give me some grace on this. Fortnite is the thing that I know the least about. I'm gonna be doing my research as the event draws closer, but from what I've gathered so far, there's a purple storm. And you can see there are fans here to create a lot of wind. And then you've got strip lights coming down the trees here that would look like lightning coming down. So take that for what you will. If you are fans of Fortnite, you may recognize some of these things, or that may put a visual into your head at least. Now here's something I'm very excited to see what it looks like when the effect is actually turned on. But this is a fog machine with a huge fan attached to it and a specialized nozzle on the end of it. So I'm wondering what that will accomplish with the fog, and it's gonna be lit too. It's probably gonna look really cool. Oh, each of the fans has one of those fog machines with the specialized nozzle on it. Okay, all right, that's exciting. We have a shape of some sort, a very small 7 type shape, upside down L. And then we have heard that there will be bringing the battle bus here and a little stage up here for something. But usually if they had the battle bus, like where they would put the battle bus would be right there. As we're heading towards Springfield, we're gonna be in between scare zones, but something that I haven't seen before is that they moved this Parkside Fair booth back. I hadn't seen that. I haven't been here since then. But also we've got a Hellraiser food booth, and then there's some more food booths around the side of here in front of Animal Actors. So there's not much signage back here for these food booths, but we do see they're kind of like lined with Marigold. Marigold, of course, having huge representation for Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. So I'm assuming that that is going to be the theme of this area for the food booths. But you can see that we don't have anything yet as far as menu. We don't have any indication as to what the menu will be for the Hellraiser food booth, but in my mind, seems spicy. So right now we don't have any announcement as to what will be happening in Springfield. Usually there's not much happening in Springfield, but some years they do have roaming chainsaw hordes that hang out here. But before we leave Springfield, we're gonna head into Quickie Mart really quick here in the Simpsons area just to see if they have any Halloween merch out. This is fun, a Simpsons spirit jersey that says trick or treat on the back with Homer eating all the candy. Those glows in the dark, $85. We love a good meme shirt. Also Dufftoberfest at Universal Studios. Limited time, unlimited regret. So Dufftoberfest is a specialty beer that you can buy here at Universal Studios, but only during the fall/Halloween season. So we are here in Springfield in front of the Simpsons ride, and we're gonna head kind of back down towards the exit here, well within the confines of the park. Have a look and see if we can see what's going on over at the sprung tent. So as we're looking here, we can see the sprung tent, we can see some work that they're doing on it. We believe this to be the Sinner's house. This would be Club Juke right here. And then if we kind of like walk a little bit this way, we can look in that direction to see, we can see the word Hellraiser on one of the tents back there. So we know that that's Hellraiser way back in the back. And then right there, this sort of looks like a TV station antenna. So that would be HR Blood and Guts. So as we're looking towards Men in Black, there will be some entrances to some houses back here. Another Fanta booth right there. And then some more entrances to houses over here. And then we've got some stuff that we're gonna look at over here at the Fear Factor stage. But let's head across the bridge and have a look at the food booths that are over here in front of the London waterfront. Across the waterfront here, we see a booth, I think it's a drink booth. It says Edgar Schmidt's something wagon, but you can see they've got like a little chainsaw graphic on it. Edgar Schmidt, of course, being Eddie, Jack's brother. Oh, this food booth is just a squawk. That's cool. It's got the antennas on top. It's got all the vines from the upside down. This is neat. I'm excited to see what food they've got here, but I really like the design of this. We've got a Meats food booth here. Meats made famous in Halloween Horror Nights lore from Leave It to Cleaver. So Meaty Meats was featured in 2009. The house was called Leave It to Cleaver, and the theme of that year was ripped from the silver screen, and that was featuring the Usher. So that was the Usher was the icon for that year. And so they had some houses that were themed after movies or IPs or original houses like this one that was themed after a make-believe movie. Also, the first year they used code names. Code name for that house was Magazine. Edgar Schmidt's Draft Wagon. This, I didn't have to film it from across the lagoon. It's the same on this side. Almost like not gonna be self-serve beer taps, but somebody will be here pulling taps. And we did find out that here at the Fear Factor stage, Nightmare Fuel is coming back this year. The name of the show is Blood Noir. So one confirmation that we got for that show in particular, all new show, it will feature a sword swallower this year. If you're not familiar with Nightmare Fuel, pyrotechnics, magic, or illusions, dancing, people scantily clad, fire, hotness, excitement. That's the best way I could describe it. As we're making our way in front of the London waterfront, I wanted to point out, you can see the Hollywood Drift, the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster spike from this side of the park. Wow, that's gonna be neat to see once it starts getting in motion. Welcome to the cool zone, this fan. And our last area that we have to talk about is Club Horror. Kind of like a DJ dance party here in the San Francisco area of what will be Halloween Horror Nights. So Fast and Furious Supercharged is closing. August 16th is the last day of operation. We've already gotten rid of the cars at the exit. But we're here for Club Horror. This is it. It's a DJ booth, some lights up top, some stages for some dancers. That's Club Horror for you. Something that we completely missed is the Amity, the Amity boat tours, the Captain Jake's boat tours, the Jaws themed area here in San Francisco for the summer. The Amity Police. Also, Richter's has a whole new mural out in front of it for Jaws that I haven't seen that before. Really fun Jaws photo op with the Amity Island billboard. You can have the Help Shark sign coming out of your mouth. All right, so now that we've covered everything that is new in Halloween Horror Nights here in the park, we're gonna head up to actually Mel's. They have a grilled chicken sandwich on their menu. I'm gonna try it for lunch. Give it a gluten-free bun, see if they can sub the French fries for a salad. We'll see what they say. All right, we're gonna be getting the grilled chicken sandwich on a gluten-free bun. But that crispy buffalo chicken bacon sandwich does sound good. Wow. $20 for that sandwich though. Okay, so that's for the combo with fries and a Coke Freestyle. All right, so here's my grilled chicken sandwich on a gluten-free bun. This looks like Udi's, like an Udi's gluten-free bun with a piece of lettuce on it. And then I was able to get a side salad. I got it without any dressing, but they did also offer like a vinaigrette or a house Italian. So there's my total was $20.75. I forgot with all the ordering, I forgot to get my annual pass holder discount. Oh no. Wanted to give you guys a look at the side salad that I got. Took the tomatoes off, of course, but you know, lettuce, carrots. There was one cucumber that I already ate because I was like, oh, that cucumber looks good. Other than that, that's it. Some nice lettuce and some carrots. All right, let's give this, it looks like a lettuce sandwich, doesn't it? I feel like this is like the Krabby Patty, or the what's the bad one from SpongeBob? The not Krabby Patty, the Crummy Patty or something like that. I mean, the chicken has a good flavor to it. The bun is the bun. Like, if you guys have ever had gluten-free buns, they don't really stay together. One of the things that gluten provides in bread is like the sponginess, the springiness of it, and it helps hold it together. So you don't have that as much in gluten-free buns. They're better when they're warmed up. They stay together better a little bit more. I'm not really like mad at this. It's good. Like, is it a bacon cheeseburger? No. But is it good for a chicken sandwich with just a piece of lettuce on it and a gluten-free bun? Yeah. I gotta admit, I have been thoroughly impressed with the way that both Universal and Disney have been handling like allergies. Like, they're doing a really good job. I didn't have to wait very long for this food. Had to wait. We went to Typhoon Lagoon last night, just like me and Jen went to a after hours event, like a Moonlight Magic. We didn't film anything, but it took a long time to get my allergen food there. This one was quick. Our last stop before we leave, Universal Studios store. See if there's anything going on in here as far as Horror Nights merch goes. They do have some Epic Universe stuff. Captain Cacao plush down there. And the Dark Universe vinyl. So kind of looking around, we're not seeing any Horror Nights stuff in here, but this got some pretty cool stuff. I like this like trucker hat. This is very soft on the front here. Established 1990. Back here in the Harry Potter section, they do have the Build-A-Bag experience from Lug. We went to a Lug event a few days ago in Hogwarts, and like a really cool thing that they're offering here. So basically, you buy the bag, one of the 3 that are offered here, then you can buy a strap for it. You can buy coin purses for it. You can buy little sliders. These go on this bar right here. And then you've got like little pulls for the zippers. This is for people that maybe have a harder time unzipping things. This gives them a little something extra to grab onto right there rather than the little tiny zipper. But they have an option for every house. And if you're not a fan of the houses, maybe you're just like, I like Hogwarts. You could have a Hogwarts thing here, or maybe you're a fan of the sorting hat, or the owl, or the snitch. You could get any of those things. The golden snitch coin bag. And each one of these bags does have a wand holder on it. So little elastic straps to slide your wand into on every single bag that they have from Lug. That is in the Hogwarts collection, the Build-A-Bag collection. Oh, there's 4 different options. There's also the water bottle holder down there. We do have a couple of spirit jerseys that are themed to Halloween. You got a Scooby-Doo one and a Simpsons one. I would call this Halloween. Oh, it is Halloween. You got a little, instead of saying Night Fury, it says Fright Fury, and he's got a little trick-or-treat bucket. And then the Minions one says Sweet and Spooky. I like this Minion with a pumpkin on his head. Also, Universal Studios does have blind boxes for those of you that are interested. They got a Kung Fu Panda one. They've got one that is themed to How to Train Your Dragon. They've got the Bitty Monsters right here. And they also have one from Minions and Monsters. This is a park exclusive VillainCon figure collection blind box. All the different characters from VillainCon. I do like the Shark Attack shirt. So the Shark Attack is a drink that you can get at Shea Alcatraz here at Universal Studios. I also like the Hill Valley Please Drive Carefully shirt. Kitty White waving by to us as we're looking at the Fast and Furious roller coaster right here too. Get a good view of it inside the park as well. Bye, Kitty White. So a lot of it's kind of behind these crepe myrtles here, but you can see the launch right there. You see the second launch for the Spike, and possibly the brake run for the Spike as well. Not seeing the track switch, but we do also see the elements back behind Kitty White over there. These trees have really matured up, so we can't see a lot of the roller coaster from over here. One last look at Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. As we were getting out into City Walk, I wanted to point out there's some construction going on here. I believe that's for Luke Combs' new restaurant, Category 10, that's coming. They're just barely breaking ground on it, so stay tuned. We'll keep you guys updated on that. And also, just an hour ago, we got the announcement that there's going to be a meet and greet for Hamikuma here at Halloween Horror Nights. We met Hamikuma at Horror Unleashed out in Vegas. We'll put a link to that video in the description down below so you guys can see all about Hamikuma. Cool character, originating from Universal Studios Japan. And we will get more into that backstory as we get to our Halloween Horror Nights primer video, and probably at Halloween Horror Nights when we meet that character, tell you a little bit more about them. They have a very rich backstory and like a lot of lore surrounding Hamikuma. So that's gonna do it for us here from Universal Studios Florida. Fantastic day. We got to see a lot of stuff. We got to see a lot of construction updates. We got to see a lot of Halloween Horror Nights prep. Very excited for this year. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of things coming that I'm excited to see. For the scare zones, I think I'm most excited for Sideshow of Decay right there at the front of the park in Hollywood. Like, it looks cool. I'm excited to get some like nostalgia going with some of the older characters and just see what it's like when the sun goes down and the fog comes out. Let me know what you guys are excited for. Like if it's for a house, if it's for a scare zone, if it's for a show, let me know. So all in all, it was a fantastic day. With that being said, we're off. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Now it's time to pay the price.